So the last question we have, and this might be the most difficult.
Yes, it is.
In your opinion, is Eagle Mountain City doing enough to preserve open spaces and the wildlife corridor? And if not, what else can the city or the city residents do?
Well, I thought about this a lot, and my answer really is I don't know if we're doing enough, and that's it's such a learning curve for us, right? You know, when I started on city council several years ago, there just wasn't any discussion about a wildlife corridor. And then I got educated on it, and I thought, well, we need to figure out a way to preserve this. Not just because it's important for the animals, but also because of safety for residents, right? You know, as they're crossing the road, so many people were getting, you know, in accidents and things like that. So it's really important that we think about these things. But are we doing enough? I don't know. What are we missing? I don't know. And it's that learning curve, and I think that we're going to get better and better at it. That's my hope. I'm hoping that we've gone through a very difficult part of it, and I think that now we can use that momentum to start figuring out and learning more about what needs to be done. I know we've had issues with the wash, that we need to build in some protections there. We need to look at our ordinance again and see what other protections need to be built in that aren't there right now. There's just things that we need to be doing, but I think the fact that we hired a wildlife biologist is I think it makes a statement that says Eagle Mountain is serious about this. Yeah. We think this is important, and we're willing to put our money where our mouth is. So I think we're just going to learn more and more, and I think that that's going to be the key for decision makers in the future, is their willingness to listen and learn. Right. Because we're going to make mistakes along the way, and things aren't going to work quite the way we thought they were. We'll see how these two major developments that have gone through the wildlife corridor, we can see how it plays out, and we can see, oh, well, that's something we didn't think about.
Right.
And, this is something we didn't think about, or whatever. And we can grow from that. So I don't know if we're doing enough, to be honest. I think we're starting on a grand adventure.
That's a really good way of putting it.
And I think we're going to learn as we go. We have to learn as we go, because none of us are, I'm not an expert. I'm relying on experts, and I'm relying on the Wildlife Alliance to share their knowledge and passion, and of course our staff member, Todd, who's so helpful, and just, we're going to learn as we go.
Yeah. What do you think residents can do to help the process? Is there anything that you would like to see residents participate in or be aware of or do?
Yeah, I would like to see more residents involved, because we've got projects, Marianne Smith's land. There's some things that some sweat equity would really go a long ways towards, and you guys, you've
Yes.
already put in a lot of sweat equity, but a lot of things that go on with the wildlife corridor require a lot of sweat equity, and the more people that we have that are passionate, that are willing to help. Not only that, though, but reporting when you see shooting that's not supposed to be happening, because that makes it unsafe for everyone, right? And cleaning up garbage on the trails when you're out there. Being a good citizen and using the trails and encouraging other people to do the same. All of those things help our wildlife and help our city to be able to focus on those things, but do it safely. So I think we need all hands on deck.
We do.
We need a lot of help. It's a lot of work.
Well, I'm thankful for what's been done so far, and I look forward to seeing us get more accomplished as time goes by. And thank you very much for joining us and answering these questions. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Of course.